Are you feeling stuck, stressed, drained, discouraged, frustrated because you're in this 9 to 5, but you're also feeling overwhelmed about like where to start, how to go about getting out of it, how to go about making a plan to quit? And really, if you're honest, like scared about it too. If that's you, then I want to share the best business advice I've ever gotten. In fact, I just shared this in an interview yesterday that's going to go live in a couple of months and be shared with potentially millions of people. So I'm going to share this with you. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Christine McAllister. I am the Huffington Post featured founder of Life with Passion. And I have helped over 70% of my clients who came to me in 9 to 5s to quit and stay out of their 9 to 5s. And that's really my passion. It's really why I do what I do and why I founded Life with Passion in the first place. And so I am going to get into the best business advice that I've ever received here in just a moment. But first, I am going to share this with Life with Passion Society, my private Facebook group. So if you are not in there, girlfriend, get yourself in there. You can just type it right into the search bar on Facebook and you can join us, request to join. So while that's getting pulled up, I'd love to know, are you feeling overwhelmed or scared about how to quit your job? How to replace your income, right? How to make money from anywhere? Because I think a lot of times, like, we feel like that's too good to be true. Like, oh, people talk about this and it sounds really scammy, right? I even had an amazingly brave, beautiful, wonderful client. Before she became a client, she reached out to me. She just sent me an email. She's like, I'm going to admit that I'm really skeptical, but like, I'm so unhappy in my job that I want to know more about what you offer. Like, I'm overcoming my skepticism. I saw you in a Facebook ad. I have to reach out because I just have to know more, right? And she actually, we developed a relationship. She decided to work with me and she became one of those amazing women who quit and stayed out of her 9 to 5. So I think that if you're feeling overwhelmed or scared or like this is, it's not possible or, that's for them, but not for me because I have the XYZ situation. Like, here are some of the ones that I hear. Well, I have like my family to worry about, like that would be irresponsible, or like no one wants to pay for things in my town. So that would be nice, but no one wants to pay for things in my town. So good for you, but not for me. Let's see, like, I'm just not sure that I have any experience, any skills that people would pay for. That's a big one. I want to help people, but I don't feel ready yet. That's another one that I hear a lot. I don't know where to start. Like, yes, I'm a hard worker, but I'm not sure how to focus in. I don't have enough time. I don't know exactly how to get there. I'm not sure if I'm capable. Like, the list goes on of the reasons that we could feel overwhelmed or scared about how to quit our jobs. But here's what I know. The best business advice I've ever gotten. Are you ready for this? Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. I just shared this on an interview yesterday that was my biggest feature to date. And it's going to come out in a couple months. And they said, one of the questions is, what is the best piece of business advice you've ever gotten? And I thought about this for weeks ahead of time because I had the questions. And that is what I shared. And by the way, if you are joining me live, say hello so I can welcome you. And if you're watching on the replay too, drop your name below, say hi. I'd love to hear who is joining me and maybe tell me where you're watching from too. So done is better than perfect. Now, the first time I heard this, I was like, oh yeah, that's so good. But then I was still very much operating in perfectionist mode. So I was like, oh yeah, that's really profound. Like, that's really good. Thanks for that. Like, but I didn't take it in. You know what I'm saying? The reason that I am actually showing up to you like this today, like messy hair bun, like actually I got sunburned this morning. I just noticed that right before I went live, like no makeup. is because I knew I was going to talk about done is better than perfect. And I wanted to show up in this way. Because I'll be honest, I love having my hair done. I love having my makeup done. I love having my eyebrow drawn on. I love wearing something cute when I show up for a live stream. Like, I love that. It's fun. It's just kind of like part of my ritual. But does it always have to be that way, to the point where I'm going to hold myself back from doing it if I don't have time, or I don't want to make the time to do a live stream? No. And so here I am, me, like this, right? Showing up in this way to say done is better than perfect. And I know that if you're watching, like, you probably have some perfectionistic tendencies, right? Let's see what we got. Hi, Julie. Thanks for saying hi. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Nancy. Hi, Caitlin. So I know that if you're watching this, you probably have some perfectionistic tendencies, right? Because that's just kind of who most of us are as high achievers, right? We also have a lot of self-doubt that goes along with our perfectionistic tendencies. Like, I got to be perfect at this before I'm qualified, capable of helping anyone. Like, I've got to have these ducks in a row. Like, I was just speaking with a woman this morning, and she's accomplished some amazing things in her life that I know people would love to have her help them achieve. But she feels like because she doesn't have the next 5 things that are her goals figured out, she's not qualified to teach anyone anything. And I think that's a lot of times the way that we feel like until we've arrived, then we're not qualified to quit our jobs. But the thing is that for a lot of us, quitting our jobs is what actually allows us to do the work toward our goals that are going to make us feel like we've arrived. But also, we're never going to have really arrived, which is a hard thing for people who are like really goal oriented, like you and I, right? Like, really goal focused. Like, we got to get this thing because then it will mean we have this thing, whatever. Like, no. Goal focused does not have to mean that you never get to give yourself permission to make money along the way, right? Because we want to quit our jobs in a smart way. I want to help you do what I did, which is to quit my job and replace my income in the first month after I left. When we're doing that, it's not about going, I just have to throw myself into the vast unknown without a plan, without structure, without any of that. That's not the goal here, right? We are talking about doing this in a smart, strategic way, but also in a way that helps you learn to think like an entrepreneur. Because our typical 9-to-5 workplaces are very risk averse, right? Like, it's all about like covering our bases and like, you know, keeping things safe and maybe not being too experimental and maybe being like late adopters of things, and only if it's been tried and tested and researched and everything. And if we try to carry that like into being our own business owner, into being our own CEO, we're probably going to keep ourselves stuck, which is why done is better than perfect, which is why I'm here looking like this right now, right? Done is better than perfect. And so I want you to start looking at places where you can apply this in your life. For instance, what have you been procrastinating on in your business, where if you really believe that done was better than perfect, you would put it out there? I'd love for you to share one thing in the comments. Let me give you some examples I hear a lot. Websites. This is like a huge thing. Women are like, oh, I gotta redo my website. Every time you turn around, you feel like you have to redo your website. You don't. Websites are actually becoming less and less important. I have clients regularly sell things all the time without a website. Let's see, what else do I hear? Like packages, pricing, laying out exactly what comes in something, creating a sales page, creating an opt-in, creating emails, creating Facebook posts, creating a visibility plan that, you know, instead of going, I'm just going to figure out what I'm going to talk about this week because it's time for me to get visible. No, I've got to figure out what the rest of 2017 is going to look like before I allow myself to create one post or do one live stream or whatever, right? I got to figure out how to talk like Christine does for 30 minutes before I ever do a Facebook Live, as opposed to like, I'm going to go on for 1 minute because then I will have done my first Facebook Live, right? Caitlin says a consulting package. Yeah, okay. Thank you for sharing that, Caitlin. Totally. I've been there too. Like when we're putting ourselves out there, a lot of times, here's the thing, right? Like a consulting package is the thing that people are going to pay you for, right? That's the thing that if you're looking to get out of a 9-to-5, can get you out of that 9-to-5. And yet it's the very thing that like a lot of times we put the pressure on it to be perfect. And that holds us back from getting out of our 9-to-5, right? So it's not logical. It's not logical. And a lot of times I think that we beat ourselves up for not being logical. But I think the minute we can recognize that really almost nobody like is logical, that we're humans and we operate out of things other than logic because we're not robots. However you do the robot, I think I'm doing like a cube and then like a mime and a box combination. We're not robots. Like we have a lot of things at play here. And so if we can learn to act in spite of those things that are holding us back, in spite of our perfectionism, in spite of our procrastination, then that's how we make real progress toward quitting our job. That's how we move past this state of feeling stuck, of feeling overwhelmed, of feeling like we don't know enough, we don't have enough, haven't accomplished enough to be able to offer our services to people, to be able to help others. That's just not true. You know, I see women a lot of times who just go from one certification to another that training. And listen, I love learning. I love it, right? I think a lot of us who are service-based, like we are like self-development junkies in a way, right? But a lot of times we use that enjoyment to tell ourselves a story that I don't know enough yet. Like I need to learn more before I'm good enough, before I'm good enough to charge, before I'm good enough to charge, a good price, a good rate, before I'm good enough to charge that or this or that over there, or before I'm good enough to sell, before I'm good enough to make money, before I'm good enough to quit my job. Like I gotta give everything away for free and I can't charge because X, Y, and Z. And guess what? Then you turn around in 6 months, in a year, and you're still in your job. Like I hear that all the time. I know you were waiting for me to sing, so I'm glad I got to work that in there. If you have a desire to quit your job, there's a reason and it's possible. Because let's face it, not everybody wants to quit their job. You know, one thing that I used to do before I decided to start helping women who actually wanted to be helped was that I tried to convince everybody in my life, my best friend, my parents, my siblings, my husband, like everybody, that they should be an entrepreneur. I was like hitting them over the head with it. Like I'm sure I was completely obnoxious, and I thank every one of them for sticking with me through that phase. Like I love entrepreneurship so much. Like I wanted everybody to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to help people be entrepreneurs, and the only people, that got that were like in my immediate circle because they're just who I was spending time with, right? That's not the path for everyone. Some people are really, truly happy and satisfied and fulfilled in their 9-to-5s. If that's not you, like you owe it to yourself to look at why and look at how you can make that desire come true instead of holding yourself back, right? Because here's what I know, like, most people live a life that is based around what others expect of them for fear of being like shunned, Dwight Schrute style, shunned, unshunned, reshunned, like shunned by the people that they love or left out, or like it's a very basic need. We were talking about this yesterday for connection. And if we're afraid of getting cut off, we're afraid of people not loving us, we're afraid of those things. And so we do what's expected. But Pogo says hi. What's amazing is that it's becoming more and more normal and more expected to run your own business. Like, never has there been a better time in history. Never has it been more normal. Never have there been more people as solopreneurs or small business owners making money online from anywhere than right now. Like, I just got off of a call with my friend Emily, who did a live stream in Life with Passion Society last night about what it's like to live a life as a digital nomad. She's been a digital nomad traveling the world for the last year and running her business online and doing amazing things with it, you know? And so she and I are FaceTime audioing because, you know, like, she's in Europe and I'm in Kentucky, and we're just having this conversation. And you know what? We're mastermind partners, and we didn't even meet for the first 9 months of our partnership friendship. Like, we got to meet in April of last year in Paris for the first time. Like, that was the first time we met in person. We met up in Paris. It was awesome, you know? But like, I share that example because most of the people in my life now are entrepreneurs. Like, the people I spend time with, like, there are a lot of us now. It's like, it's pretty easy to find. You know, if you're in Life with Passion Society, you see almost 1,200 women who are pursuing that goal of building their own business, of quitting their job or growing their business bigger or whatever. Like, it's a real thing. And it's not just for an elite few people or someone different than you. You know, look at me. I'm covered in horse dirt. I, you know, am like, my office isn't always the straightest. Like, my handwriting's even worse. And I'm running a successful online freedom-based business where I get to help people and live the calling I feel, like live what I feel is my purpose every day and be really present for my baby, right? So like, what is it for you? If you're feeling overwhelmed or scared about how to quit your job, is it, I don't know how to replace my income? Is it really that, or is it like a fear, right? If you don't know how to replace your income, that is a simple math equation, right? I'm going to offer this. I'm going to charge this much for it. I'm going to sell this many things every month for it. And this is going to pay for my income, my extra bills. Yes, also your health insurance. You can buy that now, right? It's accessible to you. Like, that is an income equation, right? Caitlin, I don't know, like Caitlin says, I love even just being able to be part-time in my job. Right, totally. Caitlin, if you're still on, like, this is a numbers thing, right? Like, breaking down, how much do we need to make? But often we stop ourselves from even getting there because the fear is too overwhelming. We are not living out, we are not considering, we are not like moving from a place of done is better than perfect. I don't care if you have a great website or a crummy website. I don't care if you have good or bad pictures. Like, I don't care if you have a great sales page. I don't care if you made a spelling mistake. I don't care if you're not a technical person. None of those things are required in order to make money in your business. Done is better than perfect. So are you doing the things that are going to actually allow you to make money, which is what is actually going to allow you to give yourself permission to quit your job? Because as you do that, you're going to build your trust in yourself that, yes, I can make this work. Yes, I am in control of my destiny. It's not somebody else. It's not the cubicle. It's not the workplace. It's not my boss. It's not my manager. It's not the higher ups. Like, I get to decide. This is turning into a rant. I get to decide, because done is better than perfect. If I wait for perfect, I'm never going to get it done. But what lies on the other side of done is freedom, which is what every single one of you want if you want to quit your job. Am I right? You want freedom. You want freedom to be outside with your horses like I was getting sunburned. You want freedom to work where you want to work, when you feel like working. You want freedom to wear what you want to wear. You want freedom to travel, whether that's have a home base, have a home, and travel back and forth, or just pick up and go where you want to go, right? You want freedom to be able to pay for those things. You want freedom to eat what you want. You want freedom to not just spend so much time stressing and arguing and worrying about money. And all of that starts with done is better than perfect. This is a profound if you really think about it, right? Done is better than perfect. Every single time in business, done beats perfect. Because guess what? If it's perfect today, tomorrow you're going to think of something that needs to be updated. It's just how it goes, right? But that's okay because it was out there today. It was out there today. And as Marie Forleo says, everything is figure-outable in business. Everything is figure-outable. But it's starting with this done is better than perfect mentality. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect for your package. Done is better than perfect for your pricing. Because if you never pick a price, someone can't actually pay you anything, right? If you spend time waiting for the perfect price. Done is better than perfect with your pictures. Done is better than perfect with your Facebook Lives. Done is better than perfect with your articles. Done is better than perfect with your visibility, with your marketing, with your messaging, with your website. Done is better than perfect with getting started on a business idea, moving forward. How are you going to know unless you try? Done is better than perfect. Done gets you out of your job. Perfect keeps you stuck. I'm going to say that again. Done gets you out of your job. Perfect keeps you stuck there. So done is better than perfect. If you agree, if this makes sense to you, drop a comment. If you want more step-by-step explanations, how to replace your income, how to get out of your job, how to quit once and for all, like 70% of my clients who've come to me in jobs have done, sign up for tomorrow's free masterclass training, How to Title. My 5 secrets to quitting your job. I moved it around, right? My 5 secrets to quitting your 9-to-5. It's free. It's going to be in-depth. I'm going to take your questions. I'm also going to be sharing about my new program, Leave Your 9-to-5 Live, which is so exciting. And so everybody who comes to the masterclass live is going to get a special offer and opportunity there. So if that interests you, be sure to come tomorrow night to my 5 secrets to quitting 9-to-5. Done is better than perfect. All day, all night. Done gets you out of your job. I want that for you. So let's talk tomorrow night during the masterclass. Come see me. Come with your questions. Let's do this. Done is better than perfect, right? I'll talk to you soon. Bye.